Alright everybody, welcome back. If you're here for the first time, which I'm sure most of you are, my name's Dawson and I'm just starting to hike the Appalachian Trail. It's a pretty late start. It's May 25th right now. Memorial Day's tomorrow, so I want to make sure I'm off this trail before November, so I'm definitely going to get my steps in over the next few months. A lot of tourists today. Here, come here, Sammy. Now this section of trail I'm on right now actually isn't the Appalachian Trail. It's technically considered the approach trail to the Appalachian Trail. It's about 8 miles long. Alrighty, about 4.5 miles in, about 3.5 more till Springer Mountain. Stop down here and refill on water. All right, we're almost at Springer Mountain. It's the start of the actual Appalachian Trail. All right, so at night we can store our food in here and not have to worry about any bears. It's super convenient. All right, this spot's looking pretty good to me. Believe it or not, this is a new tent. And it's my first time taking it out of the bag. But I've used another model of this brand before, so I'm not worried at all. Now this tent is a tension tent, meaning it doesn't have any tent poles. So in place of that, use your trekking poles. All right, tent's all set up. I loaded up my food bag pretty good. Don't worry, it won't always look like this. This is my clothes, pot for cooking, electronics, my actual stove. This bag has some more electronics and first aid and hygiene as well. People are gonna hate on this, but I have a real pillow because I hate inflatable pillows. It needs to fluff up a little. All my down gear. I'm a sleeping pad. I bought this portable air pump to fill up my sleeping pad because I just hate having to blow it up myself or use those sacks to blow it up. So all the equipment in this stuff sack is made from goose down. Goose down is the really small feathers on the stomach of a goose. And they're really light, they insulate really well, and they obviously compact down very small. But there's not very many of them on each bird, so they're also very expensive. But it's really the only option backpacking like this. There's nothing else really. These are our down booties to keep the feet warm. This is the puffy jacket. Probably won't need it till the later months, but you never know. And this is the sleeping quilt. The only difference between a sleeping quilt and a sleeping bag is for a quilt, the backside here is open. And that's because when down is compressed, it doesn't insulate really well, so you really don't need the backside of the sleeping bag that your back is resting on. That's why it's important to have a really good sleeping pad that insulates from the ground. Especially if you're camping on frozen ground or even snow. Gotta have a good sleeping pad. All right, now the tent's all good to go now. All that down equipment does need a little bit of time to air up, otherwise it won't insulate like we talked about, so just gonna let that do its thing. I'm gonna switch my shirt out real quick. This one's pretty sweaty. And believe it or not, it's actually kind of chilly here. Going ahead and taking all the snacks out of my fanny pack out and putting them in my food bag so I don't forget later tonight. You always want to make sure you get anything scented, either bear hung or in a canister, because toothbrush, bug spray, toothpaste, they'll smell it all. Yep, that's your bathroom. Yes, it is as bad as it looks. Oh, man. Definitely could use like a log to sit on. Well, it's about 5 o'clock. Might as well go ahead and get some dinner going. Now, you probably wouldn't have guessed what we're having for dinner. An MRE. This one's meatballs and marinara sauce. Never seen an MRE before. It's pretty simple. This is a vacuum sealed bag here. Tear that open. We got another sealed bag. All right, this is our main meal. This is our meatballs and marinara sauce. Got a beef stick here. Italian breadsticks, not that great. Cheese spread with jalapenos. It's actually really good. An orange flavored electrolyte powder. Really need this, so that's awesome. Cherry blueberry cobbler here. I will not be eating this because it is awful. Chocolate chip cookie. This sleeve here just has nutritional facts, so when your meal gets hot, you can put this around it so you don't burn yourself. You'll have a packet like this. Usually there's coffee, gum, matches, sometimes a drink. This is the bag you mix the drink in. This is the heating packet. This is what actually heats your meals up. So you tear the top off here, put your meal in, fill the water to this line, shake it up, and this white pouch here mixes with the water, causes a chemical reaction, and heats up your meal. But unfortunately, all the MREs I have are really old and these don't work too well, so I always end up boiling water just to speed it up. And last, you got a spoon. If you don't know how the cooking system works, this is a butane stove here. And this is a small, lightweight titanium pot. Take the stove out. Comes like this and it can expand. Like that. And this just screws onto the top. Now you can use a lighter like this, but I prefer to use a ferro rod. A ferro rod is just basically modern day flint steel. And you just twist this a little bit. There you go. We're gonna be meeting up the meatballs and cheese spread with jalapenos. All right, our water's boiling. And just lean it against like the tree here. Nice and safe. Since this pot's titanium, it cools really fast. Show you what the beef stick looks like. I'm probably not gonna eat it. Yeah. Have to be pretty hungry to eat that. It's so mushy. I like to use this as kind of a plate while I'm eating the meal, and then obviously all the trash goes back into it at the end. I think I'm gonna save this for tomorrow morning. I like to wake up and get my electrolytes nice and early, make sure I'm nice and hydrated. All right, let's check our cheese spread. Italian breadsticks. Believe it or not, they're actually worse than they look. I know you're all probably at home gagging, but with the cheese, it's actually pretty good. All right, let's try these meatballs. You can see how puffed up it is from all that heat. There you go, there's your meatballs and marinara. Actually a really good meal. Now I'm gonna do my best to post daily throughout my entire time hiking the Appalachian Trail. But I know these videos get really stale and repetitive, and there's always a need for something to break up the monotony maybe. So knowing that, I went ahead and filmed several different videos before I came to hike the trail. So every 2 weeks, along with the daily vlogs, there's also gonna be a pre-recorded video uploaded. And I don't know who's gonna end up watching this. It could just be friends and family. Hey mom. But to anyone watching, any improvements you think I should do, anything you think I do really well that I should keep, just let me know. Anything's welcome. That was a much needed meal. I always do my best to keep the outside of these really clean because I still have to pack this up and take it out to the nearest trash point. And there are no trash points out of this campsite, I mean, or at the top of the mountain. Well, all right, I think I'm just gonna chill out here, listen to an audiobook. I have a couple downloaded movies I might watch, probably read a little bit of Bible, and just enjoy my first night out here. Now, I did bring one very strange luxury item to most people. And that's this thing right here. Now I know you're probably like, what in the world do I have? But the reason I have this is because I really enjoy rock climbing and I want to get better. With rock climbing, you really have to train your crimp strength. Your crimp strength is basically being able to hang off of a small edge. So you can see here, it's a very small edge to hang off of. That's 25 millimeters and it goes all the way down to 10 here. And you can see how small that lip is. So basically all you have to do is just tie this to a tree branch and you just hang off as much weight as you can. If you have to, you know, use your feet a little bit and do that whole like push-pull game, that's fine too. But for strength, you want to target around a weight you can only hold for 5 seconds and can't hold any longer. And then for endurance, you know, obviously you just hold it as long as you can. So this is going to be with me the whole trail, and the whole point is just to maintain and hopefully actually get stronger with my grip strength. So I'll show y'all how I use it right now. Branch, but this should still work. Now I am strong enough to hold it with both hands, which is typically what you would do, but I wasn't going to bring 2 of these out here, so I'm just going to pull as basically as hard as I can. My feet are still going to be on the ground, but I'll just do the best I can. Doesn't look like much now, but the goal is by the end of the trail to be able to hang off the smallest one with one hand. I don't know if we'll get to that point, but at the very least, I want to be able to do the 15 millimeter. That's the second smallest. I think it'll be a really fun thing to see how I progress throughout the trail. Hopefully I can make those goals, but you just never know. Well, it's starting to feel a bit like the Twilight Zone here. Got a little chilly too. I went ahead and put my waffle top on. But I'm really tired. I only slept about 3 hours last night trying to get everything ready for today. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get everything ready for bed, brush my teeth, put the food up, and hop in the tent. All right, let's go lock this up. Pretty much everything with hikers is the honor system, so Obviously someone could just open that up and take all my stuff, but no one really does that. So these here dry sacks are waterproof. That's why my clothes are in them. The bag's also waterproof. And then obviously, just to be extra safe, everything's in plastic bags. I'm just gonna go ahead and put everything in this bag right here with my spare clothes. Now these things here are called shoe gaiters. Now the gaiters and the shoes are both Ultra, so they're built to go together. They clip onto the front here, and then they Velcro to the back. And the whole point of them is it keeps dirt and sticks and any debris from falling down in your shoe. And then it's just really annoying to have to, you know, take your shoe off and always be knocking out dust and sticks. So they work well, they're comfortable, you can hardly tell they're there, and they're cheap. Now we are supposed to get some rain tomorrow morning. It's supposed to stop around 8 a.m., so I'm not even going to bother getting out of the tent till then. Now this tent is waterproof, obviously. It's made out of a material called Dyneema. It's similar to nylon, but lighter, stronger, more durable, just all around better. It's actually the same thing my backpack and food bag are made out of. So when it comes to backpacking, almost everything is either down or Dyneema. All right, well, it's not getting late yet, but I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna listen to an audiobook, watch some movies, head to bed. See you guys tomorrow.